Hello and welcome back to Lakota West. Welcome back, Firebirds. We are here at the 2021 Volley for the Cure, the 15th annual Volley for the Cure. We're excited to be here. My name is Jeff Ruff. This is our 8th year doing this, and it gets better every year. The color man, Grandpa Jim.
Yeah, here we go.
How are we doing, sir?
We're doing good. First match, freshman, Lakota West 1 and 2. First match was close. It was 25-21. Hamilton gave them a run for their money. Second match, or second game, not so close. Lakota West found their stride and got their serves in and kind of won it running away. I think it was like 25-8. Going to the JV game, and what you're seeing here on your screen is they're getting ready to introduce, just like they did in the freshman game, the players, starting with Hamilton. And then the person they introduce will turn and run and throw a bag of candy into the stands.
And this is not an everyday. This is not an everyday thing that they do. This is just for the Volley for the Cure. And that girl threw a fastball.
How about the coach? Got some hops right there.
Yeah. But they'll do this for big games such as that.
I still think somebody needs to turn around and fire one up here.
8 years of doing this, we have yet to be thought of.
I don't even know what kind of candy they got.
We're an afterthought up here. They're probably throwing now or laters, and it's just going to be always later for us.
Yes. I'm looking down here at Hamilton, their JV team. Number 4 is a big young lady. She's a middle hitter.
Hannah
Reynolds. Hannah Reynolds. She's their middle hitter, and she got some long arms, so she may be a force to be reckoned with here.
So they're the junior varsity team is off to a good start. We get to see a little bit of them prior to varsity games, and they play really hard. Coaches, this is their second year with the junior varsity.
Nice catch.
And she's got them playing really hard, and they got their pink uniforms are as well. If you didn't catch the freshman match, this is uniforms they wear one time a year. They wear the pink jerseys just today, and then sometimes if they happen to be a Volley for the Cure for another school, they might pull them out again. But mostly it's just the home one, and then you'll see also the pink net, as you'll see on your screen there. The pink net is the Volley for the Cure net as they wave to the other side. It used to be a hand slap underneath the net, good luck, and now it's just a wave. And it also used to be switch sides of the court each set, and we don't do that anymore either. And they may never go back to that.
I don't think they will. I don't think they'll ever go back to that.
So you guys got to make sure you hope you pick the short side.
Well, and you don't have to move your stuff. They got to pick up all their stuff and move down. That's just another one of the old rules that, volleyball had a big change in rules probably about 20 years ago, and it's made the game faster. It's made it more spectator-friendly. Used to be you couldn't score unless you served the ball, and now it's got rally scoring where you score a point on every serve, and it keeps the game moving very, very quickly. And it's a very fast-growing sport, especially in this area.
Well, we took a little break between the freshman and the JV game to get a little snack and to go see the wonderful.
Well, you still got cheese coney on your face.
Well, and a little on my shirt, but that's okay. But we got to see the wonderful things that were donated and you can auction on, and just the community continues to come together. You see the community support this. Mr. Miller was out there, not going to lie, eating a cheese coney. But he is at everything. That man is at everything in Lakota, and has just done a marvelous job of leading this district and putting kids in good positions. So we're thankful for him being here. Mr. Ben Brown was here earlier.
The chief.
Yep, he's here, and I'm sure he's still here.
He was looking for a little TV time is what he was looking for.
I think that's right. I think, and then we'll maybe if he walks by, we'll get him on there and talk a little bit. But it's good to have everyone out, and it's a big deal. And we're starting to see the stands fill up a little more, little by little.
Yep.
We're going to see it. And so we're going to have Hamilton start off with the serve. They won the toss, elected to serve.
Maria Morgan will serve for Hamilton.
She's a junior. She's a junior back to serve, and you want to
She's their libero.
You typically want to get your good server. Typically want to get your good server in early on to get off to a good start, but the setter, Carly Gogoleski, opened with dumping it, back dump over into the front corner, and Lakota West up 1-0. As I think you'll see a quicker pace to this. You'll see a little more fundamentally sound.
Sammy Bergstrom.
You'll see a little more fundamentally sound, a little more, a little quicker pace.
I know Sammy's number now. What's that say? 21. And normally his numbers. Well, it is. There you go. It is 21. Sometimes we need to preface this. There's an ace. That these pink numbers, these pink jersey numbers, don't match up with the numbers that they use during the regular season. So we'll stay on top of it and do the best we can.
These teams typically get 20 minutes to warm up, and they split that on the court. And got to a late start earlier in the game. The freshmen got to about a half-hour late start. So they adjusted, went to 12-minute warm-up for both teams. And Lakota West has taken advantage of that quick warm-up and gone up 4-0. Big block up front. Hamilton gets it over. They're going to back set to a lefty. Good swing by the lefty.
If you notice, and I don't know if you can see this on TV. Yes, you can. The Lakota West girls have pink in their hair. Somebody got the food coloring out, I think.
Yep.
Or the spray or whatever they use now.
Lakota West up 5-0. Keep momentum going. Hamilton with the swing, went with the tip. And Lakota West will go free ball. Hamilton gets into the system offense. It's set to the middle. Big swing. Lakota West is there. They'll dump pass it over to the right side. Keeps it alive, and Lakota West.
Sammy gets a bump kill.
With the bump kill. Very underrated bump kill.
The Lakota West JV team had a slow start to the season, but recently picked it up, and they're playing so much better.
Well, Coach Houck has had them working hard all year, and they're in the right places. And sometimes it takes a little bit to see who fits where.
Sure.
And
they had shuffled some players up to the varsity and back down, and injuries, and it just happens during the season. That's what it is.
Well, Hamilton gets their first points. They're down 6-1 to get their first points as their setter, number 3, Cameron Searcy, served, and Hamilton will put together back-to-back points. Lakota West leads 6-2. And Cecile continues to serve for Hamilton. And big part of
got to give the setter a path to the ball.
Big part of the volleyball is serve receive and getting a good serve into the setter's hands so you can do some things, and that's what they'll try to do here.
And this libero does a nice job of digging the ball out.
They're going to run the offense, go to the outside.
Going to Sammy again.
And down the line. That's a line shot. And typically that ball's in the air. Their teammate will make a call for them.
Sammy's 5'9", plays for the Arsenal. Favorite color is blue, and she likes math.
Favorite athlete is Jordan Thompson, who is a UC grad, UC alumni, and volleyball player.
Oh,
Hamilton went for the campfire, and
I'll tell you what, that
stoked it for a point.
That doesn't help when you get hit right in the face.
It's not. You see in the background behind the server, you see in the background the cheer team, and not natural to volleyball, but I think the girls really appreciate it. The support for such a big night. As the libero comes sliding in, they're going to back set to the right side. The lefty takes a swing. Hamilton now into their system offense with a tip over. West back into theirs. Going to go wide to the outside. There's a swing.
Deep, just
long. But that's good offense by both teams.
That is good offense by both teams. Both teams moving, both teams hustling.
Absolutely. And this is good. We see tonight the junior high teams, both 7th and 8th grade teams from Plains and Ridge. And this is good for them on a bunch of different levels. But all these young girls aspire to be high school volleyball players. And it's good for them to see
Hamilton
the
serves into the net.
fruits of their labor.
9-4 West.
We've settled into a pace of play here. Teams are getting in there. Lakota West up 9-4. Back to serve.
Carly Shell. She's wearing 22. And her number's normally number 3. Now, how did I figure that out? Because I know Carly Shell.
Because you're not the best color man in the league for nothing.
That's right. I know.
Back to serve for Hamilton is Maggie Haddix, a junior, wearing number 1.
Oh, and a nice tip.
The tip was covered.
But we're having trouble getting out of the way of that setter.
Yep, and then we'll have our first big substitutions as we'll get a new setter coming in.
It's Vandahar.
Corey Vandahar will come in and serve.
And Sarah Stemple, is that how you say your last name?
Skeppel? Yeah, Sarah Skeppel.
Sarah Skeppel.
She'll come
Number
in on
7.
the outside. That's a good number. You like that number?
I do.
Yeah. Serves long. This is a little bit of what the freshman school. Let's try that again. The freshman team ran into.
Yeah, it's a little jacked up, a little pumped up.
You get a little excited, and that's to be understood. As Hamilton is inched their way back in.
10-7.
Back to serve for Hamilton.
Number 5, but they don't have a number 5.
We don't have a number 5 on theirs, but they serve in the net. West stops the slide, goes up 11-7.
I think she's their setter. So that
5,
would be Olivia. Do we have a 9 out there? Yeah, so, yeah, that must be Olivia.
All right, Olivia setting for the big blue. All right, it's a good pass for Hamilton. They're going to set out outside wide. Von Haar comes in for defense. They're going to have a free ball over from Lakota West. Hamilton in system. Going to set the middle to big number 4, Hannah Reynolds. West is still on offense. Big swing. Finds the back corner.
Finds the corner.
That kill by number 16.
Do we have a 16? We do not.
No, we don't have a 16. This person didn't put their uniform number down. Maybe it's
no.
No. All right.
That's our manager.
Okay.
That's Sodie Lee. Everybody needs a good manager. Sadie, I'm sorry. Well, I don't have my glasses on.
Lakota West up 13-7.
Sadie likes Brussels sprouts. Now, there you go.
Yeah, that's probably why she's not going over and getting a third cheese coney after this game. Like some guys I know. Lakota West doubles up on Hamilton. They've got back in a groove up 14-7.
This is Reese Vogt. Serves an ace. Now, what number they got her at? Because I just know Reese.
Reese
normally
is
number
20.
17.
Yeah, normally 17. She's 20.
She's playing 20.
Hey, did you know she's also varsity girls bowling? How about that?
You know, I think we knew that from last year.
She's
talked
throwing.
about that last year.
She is rolling strikes right now.
And she has lived in 6 different states already.
Well, the nice thing about that is the bowling rules don't change from state to state.
That's right. 16-7 West in the lead. Timeout, Hamilton.
Coach Houck is over there in the huddle.
Now you can see the pink in the hair. Coach Houck needs the pink in her hair.
I think that's right. I think that would be good for her.
We have to send a message to the girls.
Well, and then they're in a good place. You can see the smiles on the girls' faces.
Yep.
They're building some momentum. They're excited about it, and it's what this night is all about. So they're in there. On the other side of things, Hamilton is in there. They're trying to settle down. They're talking about, hey, let's get a good pass. Let's take a deep breath. Can you see a difference in the two faces?
Oh, the body language is telling who's winning, but Hamilton has not given up. And their coach has done nothing but coach the entire time. She's doing a good job working with these girls. Let's be honest, these girls don't have the experience the Lakota girls do with all the club and the summer programs. Some of these girls, this is the first time they've played. So I give it to them for hanging in there.
Lakota West does what you should do. Out of a timeout, gets the serve in, runs the offense, big swing.
And look who's back. Sammy.
Yeah, and that swing, and one, it's a good swing, and two, that swing's not possible unless you get a good pass and a good set.
Now Sammy, I see what she does. 21 volley for the Cure. See, Sammy was on it.
She's
She
on it.
let me know.
Yeah, her favorite social media personality, Kevin Hart. That's a funny guy.
I thought it was pizza.
Yeah. Get your questions backwards there as
I
Lakota West
know.
runs their offense, runs in out of system, but Hamilton's doing the same. So it'll settle in. We'll set the middle with a tip, and Hamilton covers it. And now Hamilton will run their offense with a big swing, and that is a big swing by number 14, Lizzie Spurlock. You talk about a name Spurlock in Hamilton, and there's some history there, isn't there?
There certainly is. And Lakota.
Yeah, Ron Spurlock. Some people call him the mayor of Westchester. Longtime Lakota administrator, big supporter of athletics and all things kids, and a heck of a basketball player.
Big-time athlete at Old Hamilton.
At Old Hamilton Garfield, I
I
believe.
think he was Garfield.
And now a pretty doggone good tennis player. So they say. At least that's what he tells me.
That's what he says.
Yeah. Well, and, he does. He's a spot-on guy.
17-8 West in the lead. Hamilton has not given up.
That's a good bump pass or bump set.
Sarah.
And she hits the line.
Sarah Skeppel.
Sarah Skeppel's
kill.
almost like she meant to do it. Where's that line? Let me just dot it.
Her favorite food are cucumbers and pickles.
Same thing, isn't it?
Well, yes,
Well,
but
yeah.
some of them are pickled and some of them aren't.
That's something. I like a pickle, but I'm not a huge fan of the cucumber. Doesn't make sense, but doesn't matter to Sarah. She'll have either, and she'll hit that line on that kill. And Lakota West up 19-8.
She also her social media personality is Kevin Hart.
Oh,
Right,
it's
so-
off the
Antenna.
antenna. That the ball hits that antenna at all, it is out. If it goes on the other side of the antenna, it's out. So even if the ball lands in play. So Lakota up 20-8. Lakota West up 20-8.
Oh, nice hustle by Vandahar.
Nope, none of us. Serve out.
21-9 West. And we have substitutions coming in. Just the original starters back in after the rotation.
Yeah, you get to a point where you get into the 20s, it's time to put the foot down and finish it, and that
She
serve
did.
will do that.
That serve did it.
That serve will help that. 22-9. You know, the nice thing is the Hamilton coach is still up, still coaching,
Is that
giving
Reese?
instruction.
That's not Reese serving. No, she was just cheering.
Is that
Who is
Carly
that? I can't see that far.
Gogoletsky,
Oh, is it?
who started off as a setter and now in the serve and
Yep.
hits the top of the net. Probably like she planned to. A nice back set. Didn't quite get to the spot, but Lakota West will go up 23-9 as they try to put a capper on this early. I'm always excited to Volley for the Cure. What the big between sets game's going to be? It's like a surprise. I'm kind of curious what they got as we see more crowd fill in.
We're getting more of a crowd.
Yeah, but we still got a good hour and a half, 2 hours before the start of the varsity game. They got some big events.
24-9 West. We got game point.
That was a call from the referee at 2 touches. When the ball comes off of 2 touches, 2 touches to your hands instead of one at the same time, can't do that. So Lakota West going to try to end it on a swing. They'll go right side to the lefty. That's a good swing.
Little long.
Just a little long. But it was a good swing. That's the one you want to go right back to that. Go right back to that teammate. She put a good swing on it, just a little long, but it was a good swing. Go right back to her. Let's see if they do
number
that.
13,
Oh,
Destiny.
dumped it in.
Destiny Wood.
It went wide.
Woodward.
Nobody was there.
And Destiny's only 5'5", and she plays middle blocker, so she must be able to jump.
Back to serve for Hamilton, number 3, Cameron Cecere. As West is up 24-11, looking to put a capper on it. Run a little offense, a little back set. Hamilton in offense, they'll take a swing. have the libero set the outside.
And there it is, another bump.
The underrated
Bump
kill finishes it.
Sammy Bergstrom.
Set one goes to Lakota West, 25-11. As we take a 3 minute, there's 3 minutes in between here, and Lakota West gets in there, and now we see our cheerleaders on the court. The referees kind of get together and talk about how do we make those calls. We do the right thing, and the coaches reset rotations. And they talk about jumping out in front. And the first 10 points of this second set are really big for Hamilton. You lose that first one, and you probably lose it in a way that you felt like you could have done better. You don't want to get down early.
Well, I think Hamilton played well. I think Lakota West found their groove. And like in the freshman match, if you get your serves in, you got a real good chance of getting the point. And that's what Lakota West did. They got their serves in. In fact, their service errors, I don't know how many they had, probably 2 or 3. Whereas Hamilton had more service errors, and that can really come back to haunt you. So we'll see how Hamilton opens up second game. But I'm impressed with their hustle. They have improved as a unit, freshman and sophomore so far over the last couple of years. I think these coaches are doing a good job with these young ladies.
So we have we're probably not even halfway through all the events, so hopefully you're not getting tired over there. But this is our junior varsity game, and following that will be the faculty game.
Well, we don't have to announce that one.
And you will not see that on TV, probably because that's some real ugly volleyball going on.
You don't want to see that.
And I'm not sure we got the words to describe what we're seeing when we see that faculty game, but that will be sponsored by our pink ribbon sponsor, Dave's Quality Meats. And Dave has what you need. You get a little chicken salad, you need some steaks. Whatever you need, he's got it.
He would make you a sandwich.
He will make you. That's a good place to get a sandwich there.
Yep.
He's a guy that, he doesn't make sandwiches. He makes sandwiches.
Yes, he does.
And then at 6:40, we'll introduce the Plains and Ridge volleyball feeder programs, the junior high feeder programs. The dance team will be out at 6:45. And then at 7 o'clock, they'll begin their festivities. And there really is a special set of festivities that begin about 7 o'clock. These times are going to be off a little bit just because we started late. But we've got our the introduction of our presenting sponsors, which are huge: Beacon Orthopedics, Christ Hospital, Performance Honda. You want to give a shout out to Brios there, sir?
I think I did that already, didn't I? Maybe for the freshman game.
Yeah.
Brios, I give them a lot of kudos because they came up big time. There's a little confusion in the food for the survivor room and their families and guests, and they stepped up big time and fed everybody. And the gentleman, the manager out there, which I did not catch his name when I picked the food up today, did an outstanding job. So there's a shout out and a salute to Brios. And I guess what I'm saying is, you get a chance to go up there in Liberty Center, stop in for dinner or lunch. They do have good food.
So we're getting ready to start set number 2. Junior varsity is a best of 3, so if Lakota West wins this set, then they'll take the W 2-0. Whereas Ted Lasso says 2-0.
2-0.
Right now it's 1-0. Lakota West waiting there. The referees are going over the rotations to make sure everyone's lined up in the right spot. The West libero is waiting for permission to go in for her first sub. It takes place early on. Once they get that all taken care of, then we'll be ready to start. I believe Lakota West will serve. Since Hamilton served in the first set, Lakota West will serve here in the second to open us up. And like I said, the first 10 points are going to be key to this for Hamilton. If they start to get down early, that's awful tough to keep your confidence and awful tough.
I did not see this in the first game. London Perkins is back from injury, playing middle.
Well, that's a great sign.
It is a great sign.
She's a great player and a great teammate.
She is a good middle blocker. Did she play in the first game? I don't know. I never saw her. Because I would have noticed, because she has very long arms and she will block the net.
That's for sure. Absolutely. All right, so we're ready to start set number 2. Lakota West does. What a great way to start. Put a good serve on. Hamilton's going to run their offense, and West is there for the defense. They're going to go backside.
Went right down to Sammy Bergstrom again. That got blocked.
So Hamilton will be back up 1-0 early on here in the second set. Back to serve for Hamilton is their setter, Cameron Cecere.
Deep.
Excited, gives it back, and it's 1-1 as the rotation continues through. Back to serve for Lakota West is Sammy Bergstrom. We talked about her a little bit in the first set.
There's. Okay. Yep, we've talked about Sammy.
Yep, but that's a heck of a
That's
serve.
An ace.
Put the pressure on him.
Who is that serving over there? That's Sammy.
That's Sammy.
Okay.
Yeah. Lakota West up 2-1 early in the second set.
Oh, that ball would have been out of bounds.
That would have been close. That's a tough one. As a libero, you take a couple steps.
Yep.
The last thing you want is for it to hit the line right in front of you because you didn't go after it. So she took a chance. And
well, it's hard because if it, you're close to the line anyhow, but you've got to be aggressive.
Absolutely. So Hamilton into their offense, down 3-1 early. Well, nice play on defense. Get the ball up in the air. They're going to throw it over. Hamilton's going to run offense. 2 setters.
Oh,
and that's 2
hit.
touches.
Yep. She didn't know she didn't think she was setting.
Who's the setter?
She just told the official, I wasn't supposed to be the setter.
If that ball was passed a little higher, they could have played paper, rock, scissors to decided that.
That's right. And there's an ace.
Sammy throws a little cut action. It hits in front. Could have West up 5-1.
Oh, yeah.
Big swing by Hamilton. That's going to be long. Look at West up 6-1. Yeah, you mentioned London. London spent a little time on the varsity early in the year. Gave him some big rotations early on. She does a great job at the net. It's good to see her back here playing. This is a good game to come back to as Lakota West goes up 7-1. So Lakota West trying to extend it out early, and this is what we were talking about early on. What was going to happen here during the first 10 points of the game is really going to set the turn. That was a great swing. Lefty
Tip.
Cut, went through. That lefty was, what's that, number 19 there?
We don't have a 19.
We don't have a 19. She's an imposter.
Is that Corey?
Nope.
No.
Wasn't that. But whoever it was, it forced Hamilton into a timeout. It forced Hamilton into a timeout. So Lakota West up 8-1 here in the second. That was probably Hamilton's big fear going into that, was getting down early, so they got to climb out of a hole here early. Seen a lot from our libero, Carly Shell. She's been all over the place there. Her favorite social media app is TikTok. You know anything about TikTok?
I've seen a few things.
Yeah?
I know that the Applebee song's on that.
Yeah, that's right. See? You got it still.
Yep.
You got it still.
I got the pepper.
You got the pepper. That's right. Yeah. Carly will tell you her words to live by. In order to succeed, you need to fail. And use failure as a motivator to get better. And that's maybe one of the best things that high school athletics can teach you is how to deal with failure.
Absolutely.
And how to overcome that, because that's a tough lesson to learn in other places. But I guarantee you're going to fail when you're participating in athletics, and it's a good place to learn that lesson. So we're back. Sammy's still serving, and she's really extended out with 7 straight serves. Does a great job of getting that in out of the timeout. And Hamilton's going to get a swing down the line, but Sammy's there. They're going to throw it out outside, which a good swing. They put a good swing on. Hamilton tips it over. West back-end system. They're going to go back to the setter on a back set.
Just a little long.
Just a little bit long.
(8-2) West. Hamilton makes a sub. Number 6, Izzy Haynes, or Hennis. She's going to come in and serve.
Yep. I think she's
Lefty.
a lefty. There you go. Look at the cut on that ball. But, hey, Carly does a great job. A great job. That's a good pass.
Oops.
And
where was the setter?
setter.
Do we know who the setter is right now?
well, she might have been getting a cheese coney. Pretty good up there. Or she might have got caught in the traffic. There's a lot of traffic out there sometimes. That's a good set there as well. Or a good pass there as well, I should say. And just the setter haven't found it. Getting that spot.
I don't know who the setter is. Who is it, number 5?
I think, yep. I think that's Carly Gogoleski. She'll set middle there, but Hamilton up big, and Hamilton comes out of the timeout, scores 4 straight.
Right.
What did she say in that timeout that got them going?
I don't know, but Carly is a twin. Maybe she was looking for a twin sister to help her out.
Well, maybe. Now she's in the right spot there. She's going to
Yes,
throw
she
it out
is.
wide, just a little too wide. And Hamilton, all of a sudden, Hamilton is back to within 2 at 8-6. Time for Lakota West. Take a deep breath. Get back into it. Here's London with the swing. Finds the hole.
London runs that net.
She does. We'll bring in a new middle hitter. As Carly Shell's back to serve. We'll run a new middle blocker in there.
Oh, right in the corner.
That's a good place
Good
for
serve.
it. Hamilton scrambles, finds it.
We're going right
West
back.
is going to set middle. Big block by Hamilton. The Hamilton middle blocker is very active, number 11, who we don't have a roster name on. That's a big left-handed swing,
Good block.
but 11's there again.
She's got long arms.
She does, and she has good timing. And so Hamilton sticks around 9-7.
It's complete opposite of last game. Where Lakota West ran away.
And they jumped up just like they did the first game. West jumped up 8-1, and since then Hamilton has outscored them 6-1.
There's a kill.
But that's a good swing. They got back in their offense. They ran system.
Yeah, we don't know who that is either because we don't have a number on that one.
Vonahar in the serve. Corey Vonahar is in the serve here. Corey is a 5'4" sophomore with an ace.
11-7 West.
Favorite food, Taco Bell.
Oh, there we go.
I guess anything from Taco Bell.
Don't they have a thing going right now where Taco Bell 30 days, 30 tacos?
Well, if they do, I'm not sure why I'm not living that. For the West, as Vonahar continues to toe the line for the serve.
13-7, that's what, 4 in a row?
Yeah.
So she's right there.
One of her 3 top songs on her playlist is Knee Deep. That's probably one that you and I could sing there.
Right.
But we won't. We'll spare you as Lakota West continues to go. And what was a 9-7 game is now turned into doubled up 14-7 as West has gone up. And just as I say that, staying aggressive on the serve just didn't work out that time. But that's why you stay aggressive. It got them that lead by staying aggressive. It's good to see alumni back in the house. 2018 volleyball senior captain of the 2018 team, 2017 team, graduating in 2018, Morgan Ruff, back from Ohio State. Happy to have her here. As she, that's the nice thing about West Volleyball is they always stay a part of the program, even when they're gone. Coach Cornell stays in contact with them, puts them to work sometimes, but they feel part of the family, and that's a pretty cool thing.
That is good. See them around all the time. 14-9.
15-9. I'm gonna, the old pass it straight
15-9.
over,
Yeah.
snuck up. All right, in to serve now for Lakota West, number 20, Reese Volk.
Reese was on a nice run last time.
Reese plays for Arsenal. I think her highlight was playing in nationals down in Florida, and that's a good time playing in Orlando. And let me show you. You see what her favorite food is there?
I'm not. I'm watching the ball.
Crawfish.
Crawfish. There you go.
She likes to crawfish.
Well, she's lived in 6 different states, hasn't she? Isn't she the one? Yeah.
Yep. Lived in 6 different
So I
states.
bet one of them was Louisiana.
I would think that was Louisiana. You know why they call it a crawfish? Because I ain't seen it walk.
That's right.
All right, and she continues to serve with Lakota West up 16-9. She's attacking that serve like a crawfish on a minnow. Good block by Lakota West, and Hamilton being scrappy. Touche to them being scrappy as Sammy goes with the left hand. This is a great rally between the two clubs. Vonderhaar's going to set the middle. Big swing off the libero. Lakota West.
I'll tell you what, I'm pretty impressed with Carly Shell. She is all over the floor.
Well, that was a well-played point. As Lakota West up goes 17-9. Everybody had their hand on that ball at some point.
I think so.
As West continues to serve. This has been a game of streaks. We haven't had a ton of rotations in there. Lakota went up 8-1.
Oh,
And
Vonderhaar,
then stuck it on there.
2-hand push to the corner.
Vonderhaar
18-9
painted
West.
the line.
Well, she saw how they were bunched up, and she says, you know, I'm just going to push it right over your heads.
Vonderhaar,
They, what Hamilton has a tendency of doing right now is and what's hurting them is they're starting to get, the back row's starting to get a little nosy in the front row, and they start to pull up, and then West just goes right over their heads and scores. So it's,
Well,
they'll get
Hamilton
it figured out. They're in a timeout, and they're going to get it figured out.
Yeah, and you can see it. You can see spurts of Hamilton. They're still playing hard.
Sure.
And so that's a good thing. They went down 8-1, and they could have just packed it in, and they didn't. They scrapped back to 9-7. And then West has stretched it back out again to 18-9 as the timeout's getting ready to wrap up. Lakota West won the first set.
I think the West JV is starting to smell it a little bit. They're getting more aggressive and more aggressive. And it's good to see because they were a little tentative early in the year. But they had to learn each other.
Absolutely.
See who fits where. And that's what you hope when you call a timeout. You hope that the server comes out and goes into the net. Number 1 for Hamilton, Maggie Haddix. Ace. It's the first time we've seen Maggie. Back set.
That's a good swing. Good swing.
We don't have a 16, do we? No.
$19-11 Lakota West.
Ace.
20-11 Lakota West. And you can hear the crowd a little bit more. Get a little more crowded, filling in. It's just a good sight. That's just a good sight to see the people back in the stands. It's good for kids to compete in front of them. Hamilton sets the middle. There's
London.
an example of London Perkins right there. Big block. Lakota West.
Up 21-11. Told you they're smelling it. Crowd's starting to get into it a little bit.
All right.
Another ace.
I think Hamilton's out of timeouts. So they're going to have to ride this out and try to figure some things out. They've adjusted the defensive rotation on the serve receive to try to mix things up. Lakota West has doubled up Hamilton 22-11.
There's
London at the
again.
net.
There's London again. And there's London again.
There she
That's
is.
just what she can do. 23-11. You know, these games have been pretty quick. I think we've cut back up on time.
Yeah, as Lakota West has reached match point. 24-11. Yeah, I think we're close. And here we go, Lakota West looking to put away the junior varsity match. And they'll have to do it out of a swing, which is just the way you got it, and not that time. Hamilton will not go down without a fight.
Pass was a little close to the net, center couldn't get to it.
They will not go quietly into that good night as number 4, Hannah Reynolds, is back to serve. Tough situation when you're at game point. You got to get them all in.
And serve out of bounds.
That didn't happen. So Lakota West wins in 2 as they wave their congratulatory good job to one another. Lakota West wins set 2, 25-12. They win 2-0. It was a good game for Lakota West. Hamilton battled hard a couple of times, came up short, but it's Lakota West with the victory. Stay tuned as our Lakota West varsity team takes on Hamilton High next here at the home of the Firebirds.